Hi everyone, I'm Jeremy Reeves, head blender of Cornell and Diehl Pipe Tobacco Company, and right now I'm smoking some Anthology 1992 to 2022. That is 30 years, and we are talking about this blend, Anthology, because we wanted to share with all of you that this year marks 30 years of Cornell and Diehl pipe tobacco. 30 years ago, Craig and Patty Tarler founded Cornell and Diehl, and in that time, this company has grown from being run out of their house to moving into a rather large facility in South Carolina, here in Longs. A lot has changed along the way, and in 2015, I came on board and later on that year became a head blender at Cornell and Diehl. And my history with the company goes back a little further than that. I smoked my first Cornell and Diehl blend in 2006. But immediately the brand, the company, and their products really spoke to me in a way that a lot of other blending houses just hadn't. I felt very much at home the first time that I smoked blends from Cornell and Diehl's line. Red Carpet was really early on in that experience, an Interlude, a number of the different English blends, Perique, and London Squire. But I really just kind of worked my way through a lot of their line and just kept finding that their approach to blending, their approach to flavor profiles was just really unique and really offered me a lot of interesting approach to the tastes of tobacco that were available when compared to other pipe tobacco manufacturers. So Cornell and Diehl, long before I worked here, was my favorite and still is my favorite American pipe tobacco manufacturer, and my favorite pipe tobacco manufacturer regardless of country of origin. So 30 years is really exciting to me personally, and we wanted to put together a blend that celebrated that. So what I wanted to do was actually use some tobaccos that would sort of be throwbacks or callbacks, if you will, to some special key points in our company's history that I've been able to be a part of. The first tobacco that I knew I wanted to include in this blend was the 2003 Red Virginia that we use in Bijou. Not only because Bijou was the first Virginia blend that I developed as head blender at Cornell and Diehl, but actually because that tobacco was from 2003 and because Cornell and Diehl had been able to get such a large allotment of that leaf back before my time, this was actually probably tobacco that was in the Red Carpet that I first smoked back in 2006. When I started exploring Cornell and Diehl's products. It was also the only Red Virginia that Cornell and Diehl was using at the time that I came on as head blender. And so this was a tobacco that was used across products, across all of the different brands that we produce, and all of the different products that we produce. Where Red Virginia was used, it was this 2003 Red Virginia. When I developed Bijou, I decided that in order to keep Bijou distinct from everything else, I wanted to use the rest of the 2003 Red Virginia that we had at that time, specifically for Bijou, and source something else, which we then did. So I knew that I wanted to use the 2003 Bijou Red because it was so tied up in all of my history with the company. But it's so old and it has so mellowed that I knew it needed to be a larger piece of the Red Virginia portion of the blend because all of its characteristics have just been mellowed and rounded and muted with age, which makes it really special, but makes it really easy to talk over the top of with younger leaf, even if those also have some age on them. The next tobacco that I wanted to balance the 2003 Bijou Reds with, I knew I wanted to use the last little bit that we had of the 2020 Tips grade that we used in Carolina Red Flake with Perique. That leaf was really, really special in that blend. That has been one of the most exciting and sort of heralded blends that we've released of late. And we had just a really small amount of it, and I was excited to be able to put it to use for this product and to find where it could balance with the 2003 red. And then I added some Carolina Red Flake SM2 18, so that's 2018 leaf that we used for the second iteration of Carolina Red Flake. So these three very special Red Virginia grades comprise the majority of this blend, Anthology 1992 to 2022. Then added to that, and this is a really exciting thing to be able to announce in our 30th year. For the last 3 years, I have been working to establish a direct line to a St. James Parish Perique farmer and producer. And we now can say that one farm in St. James Parish produces all of the Perique, not only in this blend, but in all of the blends that we produce that contain Perique. It all came from one farm. And that has taken 3 years of really, really intense and diligent work on my part, as well as much more so on the part of this small farmer. 31 farms owned by Derek Roussel and his father Ricky Roussel and his mother Barbara Roussel. They produce all of the Perique now that are in all of our blends, and this blend is an opportunity for us to, for the first time, actually talk about this project. I'm really excited about it. St. James Perique is very, very special. It is very labor intensive. It is the rarest tobacco in the world, and to be able to have a direct farm to blending house relationship with a Perique producer is just a dream come true for us for a lot of reasons. So I'm really excited, really stoked about it. So all of those tobaccos come together with some Canadian bright leaf that has some really delightful sugar content, about 24% on that. The way that this blend was put together, I really wanted to do a Virginia Perique because it is a style of tobacco that I think that Cornell and Diehl does really well, but we've always veered towards the heavier side on the Perique content and the heavier side on the overall flavor profile, stronger and deeper and earthier. And I wanted this to be something that would be more approachable to a broader audience of people. Because again, this is a celebration of not only our 30 years in business, but it's a celebration of the customers that have supported us and gotten us here, and an opportunity to say thank you. And so while our history has been in making tobacco blends that were really focused to very unique, niche kind of palates and people who appreciate very, very specific flavors, I wanted this to be something that was more broadly enjoyable while still offering a lot of nuance and a lot of complexity. So basically an all-day Virginia Perique with a lot of sweetness, a lot of character, and a lot of really special components that have been brought together in a nicely balanced way. So I hope that you try Anthology 1992 to 2022. I hope you love it, and I hope that as it ages in your cellar and as you smoke it and enjoy it, you will join us in celebrating 30 years of business as Cornell and Diehl, and that it will excite all of us to look to the future. Thanks so much, guys.